Hey y'all, it is Money Monday,
Money
and
Monday.
I'm here with the handsome Kelvin Holmes, right? This is my husband, and we're gonna talk about 3 things we did to pay off debt faster. All right, so everybody's talking about what they can do. Summer's coming to an end. We got to get on the schedule. We need to figure out how we're gonna get our money right. Okay, so first thing we're gonna talk about is the debt snowball. Okay, everybody knows about the debt snowball. I know, so I'm just gonna keep it real short and simple. All right, so it's very simple. You're going to take your debts and list them from smallest to largest. Okay, and so for each one of those, you're gonna make sure you pay the minimum amount. All right, so let's say you have 3 debts, one for 150, one for 500, and one for 1,000. Okay, all need to be due, all need to be paid, right? So you're going to pay the minimum on all of them. But remember, last week we talked about side hustles, right? Side hustles.
Gotta do that
So
side hustle.
you get all the extra money that you can make and you put it towards that first debt, all right? So when you get that one down to zero, you take all of that money that you were putting on that one and then you just push it to the 500 one or the second one, okay? And you just continue to do that until all your debts are paid off. It's very simple, but you have to be on a budget and you have to know where your money is going, all right?
Definitely important to be able to do that. Second point I want to go ahead and talk about is ungrouping your loans. So this is actually kind of a secret. Sometimes people don't really know about this, but a lot of your little secret, but a lot of the loans that you often have, especially federal loans, can be grouped together. And
But
so,
it also depends on whether or not you have made some type of refinancing decision as well with your loans.
right.
So you need to make sure that you talk with your student loan servicer so that you know what your options are. Okay.
Right. So you want to look into it a little bit as far as how your loans are grouped together. So, like, let's say, for example, you have 3 loans that are grouped together, and it's like loan A, B, and C. Let's say, and one loan has a 3% interest rate, one has a 5% interest rate, and one has a 7% interest rate. And all together on that loan, you're really paying 5% on average. But the benefit you have when you ungroup the loans is that you can target that 7% loan first.
Yep.
So that then later you can pay on the 5% and the 3%. And you also want to follow, again, the debt snowball that my beautiful queen just mentioned about earlier. But in that, it's a great benefit to go ahead and knock off the higher percentage loan within that group. So you definitely want to look into that and be aware of that with ungrouping your loans.
Okay,
So
real good, yeah. And that's kind of like the debt avalanche, all right? Well, I won't go too much into that, not too much into it, but that's really just grouping your loans from highest interest rate to lowest or lowest interest rate to highest.
Right.
Whichever you prefer, all right? So the third and final thing you can do,
Third thing
you can do is to go ahead and see if you can, instead of paying your debts monthly, pay them twice a month, so bi-weekly.
Very important to do this. This makes a huge impact if you do this. Right. Huge impact.
So for us, I know when we got married, I was trying to do this on my own, and he became, if you follow Dave Ramsey, he became the nerd, and so he was like, well, honey, like if we just pay him like twice a month, we can actually put down our interest. Our interest can go lower. So I actually did some research. I used the mortgage calculator online. You can go and look it up, and it will show you. We had a $35,000 loan, and the span of it was for 10 years, right? All the people, the servicers say that you can pay these loans back in 10 years, right? And it was
the average person does it in 20 years now, actually, which is crazy,
right,
or beyond that,
right? And so the interest rate was about 6%, and it said that we were supposed to pay like 11,000, but because of us paying that twice a month, we actually shaved off $1,300. $1,300, all right? And so what's happening is you are putting your money towards the principal instead of putting it towards the interest rate,
right?
Because that's going to help you to pay more towards the actual debt instead of the interest rate. So, guys, what?
And a big thing about this, a lot of times people can hear this and they know this, and we're just coming at it from the perspective, we want everyone out here watching it, to actually do this. You can look at it, you can hear it, a lot of some certain things you can read online, but it's a testimony for us to be able to share our experience that we actually did it. We changed our behaviors.
These are tried and true.
And so, don't just listen to this and think, okay, this is just something I'm saying, I can read about it. Like, this is something that is changed our lives. And if you want to experience the same thing and have your life change, like, this is some really good information to look into to change your finances. Because when you change that and you honor God with your finances, you just be amazed about how your eyes are open, and the experiences that you can go and do freely without, worrying about debt. So
Sure.
anyways, I could talk a lot more about it, but
It's
I'll let this beautiful lady
It's so
continue
good.
going.
So remember, 3 tips, all right? So the debt snowball was one, okay? The second thing was ungrouping your loans if you can. And then the third one was paying your debts bi-weekly. So twice a month, twice in a month instead of once a month.
And even more if you have the chance. Just look at the structure of it and see what best fits. Any additional money, especially from the hot side hustles that she mentioned from last week, just pay it on there. Any extra payments in advance help to reduce that interest and just go towards the principal. So all good points right there.
Awesome, guys. Well, that concludes this week's Money Monday. If you have any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments below. And then if you have any tips of how you're getting out of debt or what's helping you to pay off debt faster, please share those so I can know and other people can know as well. All right. So we will see you, or I will see you next Monday on Money Monday.
Thanks for listening.